Alrighty, Roo, and cuckoo to you and all my nobodies not watching out there. Um, I guess I'm moving on, and yeah. Let's just go. Let's just deal with the bully. I don't like bullies. It's a meathead bully and his unfortunate victim. Fuck it. I'm gonna learn how to vampire. Two men are facing each other in a dark back alleyway. One of them stands with his back against the wall, his chest heaving as he's struggling to catch his breath. Goon. People? Anybody out there? I'm being robbed. Motherfucker, you're a goon. You start as a goon. Why would... What? A brawny, rugged guy is yelling at a metal staircase with theatrical incredulity in his voice. With a lively step, he dances around an older man who is having trouble finding his footing. Pitiful victim. What is this bullshit? Oh, so now you can talk. Good, because I'm dying to hear what you did to my wallet, Holmes. Okay. Wallet? I have no idea what you're talking about. Honestly, neither of these guys look like they both look like they have a solid chance to fight each other based on the images I'm seeing here. I do think that the other guy that isn't the pitiful victim has a better chance of winning, but I still feel like maybe this other guy, like, he doesn't look so old. He looks like he chose to shave his head, and he looks like, I don't know, I feel like he doesn't look old, but whatever. It doesn't look like he's just a pitiful victim. The goon starts prancing around like a Muay Thai boxer. He's smiling, and his eyes send a clear message. You're cornered, buddy. Don't even try to pull a fast one on me. Okay, so a lot of Muay Thai people don't prance around. Some do, but it's not a... It's, they don't try to float like a butterfly, sting like a bee. Some do it for strategic reasons. Some do it to taunt people. Some do it to throw people off. But often a lot of them are very... Their position is too... It's too important to what? Showboat, you know? Come on, homeboy. You may be able to trick an average Joe in the street with your act, but a fighter recognizes a fighter. It's like an animal thing. It's an instinct thing. See, again, this guy here, maybe he's in the right, but he does start out as goon, title-wise, and the other guy starts off, it's like, he just looks like the douche. But he might have actually gotten his shit stolen from him. I don't know. You got some moves on you. You're more like, you're like, shit, you're like a black mamba. Lightning fast reflexes. It doesn't really make sense that this man would also be trying to, like, boost this guy, because who is watching other than me? My thought is maybe this goon person might actually be a goon or whatever, or not. He might just be a douchebag, and the guy who's messing with him may have actually started it, and that's why this all is happening. Like, this guy's a douchebag or whatever, but he actually is sort of the victim instead of the helpless victim who just looks older but is actually like a ghoul or something. He starts shadow boxing for a minute. The man's definitely got energy to spare. just that fucking clip in fucking SNL, the cold opening with Matt Damon, I think. Just like, he's just... So, we've got Judge Kavanaugh. He's been who I hear has been shadow boxing in the bathroom for the last 15 minutes. Are you ready, Judge Kavanaugh? Hell yeah, I am. I just need a drink of water. A can of water opens up a can of water, which is a thing. There are cans of water. People put water in cans, and they have for a while, but, like, he opens up a can. It's supposed to be a beer. But he says it's a can of water, and at the time that seems like... What? Okay. They have pitchers and glasses. Why do you need a can of water that looks like it is referencing a beer company? However, I'm like a king cobra. You've met your match. Two apex predators, now locked in battle. So if I had to say between a black mamba and a king cobra, and I don't know enough about the black mamba, and I'm not sure what I know about it is actually accurate at all, or even if it's a real thing. Because it was used in Kill Bill, that's basically what I know about it, and I haven't heard too much about it from, like Discovery Channel and other shit I can follow. But I do know about the King Cobra. King Cobra, definitely something to be dangerous and concerned, but it's not the most aggressive species. It does the whole thing, and it's very impressive, and it does the spitting thing sometimes, to some degree. But that's mostly to discourage actually fighting things. It's like, I can't eat you, there's no point in fighting you. That's dumb. It's smart enough to be that way. And then there are cobra tamers or whatever, and people who use the little flute stuff, and it's like, I've just seen people like walk into a place where cobra, like people who know how to handle cobras, just walk in and all the cobras are pissed off or whatever, and they're like, hey, come on, chill the fuck out, dude. Shut up, nobody cares. And they just like, they're there to sort of like maintain a cobra pit, because cobras, they aren't like super quick to fight. Maybe that's a certain type of cobra, not a king cobra, I don't know. My understanding is that they designed they became an evolutionary thing where no other snake that I'm aware of does that thing where it like chose to flatten out its body with its rib cage, just like to like make itself do that cobra, the iconic cobra thing. And it's mostly that they just want to be like, I'm bigger and more threatening, and then they can spit, and that's a bad thing. Nobody wants that. So, but I don't think they're like, I think that they're defensively aggressive as opposed to certain things like a diamondback rattlesnake, which 50% of the time will just fucking bite you and then start shaking its little rattle, or will fucking straight up chase you for like a good bit, like a mile or more, because they're dicks. Black mambas, don't know enough about them. Just that what I know about them is true, that they're highly venomous and it's pretty bad. So, yeah. Oh, so now you're seeing snakes? Well, that would explain something. And before he's able to finish, a sucker punch knocks the air right out of his lungs. Okay, so it doesn't sound like he's... Okay. The old man slides down the wall before he can let out a groan. He's interrupted by a brutal kick to the chest. That's what I'm talking about. A fighting spirit, even when you're cornered. Just kind of sounds like you're beating the crap out of this guy who doesn't look that old, but apparently is, according to the text. Like, he doesn't look that old. He looks like, Take a seat. Deep breath. Collect your thoughts before you speak up again. Remember where you put my wallet now? I'm pretty sure you broke my rib. An eye for an eye, a rib for a ribbon. Biblical punishment. It's only fair, homie. No, it sounds like you're fighting this guy and you're trying to extort him, but whatever. Fair. At least admit that this is a mugging. Wallet my ass. Like, dude, you could have just held a knife or a gun and just been like, give me your money. And I probably would have been like, alright. Instead of, why do you have to beat me up and try to make it seem like this isn't a mucking? Still in denial. Okay, let's say I had about 5,000 bucks in there. Give me $6,000 and I'll let you walk away. Relatively unharmed. Relatively unarmed. It's like he has to sound out the word. I'm sorry, that's not an insult to people who have a hard time, like, with words. But, like, maybe he's trying to make a point. It comes off as funny here. Also, you already have done whatever damage to this guy and broken his rib, and you're just like still doing it. So you admit it. Admit what? That this is not about proper compensation. This is a robbery. It's like, I don't know where your wallet is. I didn't take your wallet. You found me in this fucking alley probably pissing or something. Or just, you know, walking home quicker or whatever, and you just like, hey, my wallet's gone. You're the only person here. It's you. Look, buddy, this is beginning to bore me. Unless you want to go all Anderson Silva on me to go all Anderson Silva on your ass. Give me what I want. I think Anderson Silva is a MMA fighter that was kind of like, I might be wrong. I don't know. I feel like Silva was part of like the whole Octagon thing. While that was a big deal. I don't know. Anderson Silva? I was like, Anderson Silva. A flying knee meeting your solar plexus. The man, the myth, the legend. Okay, so maybe Muay Thai. Yeah, probably Muay Thai. I don't know who that is. I may have actually. Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, Thai boxing. Okay, so Western boxing. Taekwondo, Wing Chun, and Capoeira combined into a single fighting style that can only be described as straight up murder. Okay, so I might know Silva. I might have seen him fight. I don't know. I'm going to have to look it up later now. That's going to bother me. I'm actually going to do it now before I fucking forget, because I probably will, but I won't waste too much time. I'm just going to be like, Anderson Silva, who the fuck is that? And, like, I think that's a real person. Oh, God. Alright. Alright, I'll check that out later. I've been studying the glorious singularity that is Anderson Silva for years. Every move I have, I owe to him. So, if you don't want this snake to turn into a deadly spider, show me the money, honey. In most cases, changing from a snake to a spider is probably a downgrade. As the largest spider I'm aware of that's actually a proper spider is like the Goliath bird-eating spider in the Amazon, and I think that there might be a spider that lives in Afghanistan that may or may not be real, that looks like a giant crab and stuff, and it's like, I don't know that it's a real thing. Like, I really don't. Like, there might be bigger spiders. Spiders are awesome. I like spiders. I'm just saying, snakes use, like, spider versus snake, depending on the circumstance, generally the snake is gonna win. It's just a larger animal with similar properties. Also, it has scales, which makes it difficult for spiders to penetrate. You know, those scales are thicker and harder than the lizards and such that they're used to eating when it comes to consuming reptiles. And also, they create their own venom, and a lot of times when something is used to... a venomous thing might be better off against another venomous thing. So, yeah. Summer 2013. Las Vegas. Huh? Watched it live. Pay-per-view. Wilbin saw through all of Silva's tricks. Whooped his ass. Broke his spirit. Showed him for the fraud he is. The man hasn't been the same ever since. Okay, some shit's happening here. I'm not sure what's going on. It's like watching a fight, but there's just words, and I'm just like, what is going on? All the empty showboating, hollow taunting, drunk on his own Kool-Aid. Jesus, of course you idolize him, you asshole. For a good minute, the goon silently looks down at the whimpering man at his feet, chewing on his lower lip. When he finally speaks, his voice betrays an intent to kill. He's like, alright, well, you insulted my role model. Just gonna kick in your head now, American X style. Because you've hurt my pride and I don't care about the money anymore. It's not like you stole money from me, I just said you did. You know what, homeboy? Screw the money. It's a matter of honor now. My thoughts exactly. And now pitiful victim's gonna be like, I'm not supposed to do ghoul shit, but fuck you, I'm gonna fuck your shit up, dude. Okay. Ha! He raises his fist. We've got ourselves a mixed martial art expert here, huh? For your own sake, I hope you come back that talk with some self-defense skills, homie. Take a chill pill. That's enough. This is pathetic. It's hard for me to say what I think is happening here. The guy's like, Anderson Silva? Like, where are we going? I was like, I didn't take your wallet. I don't know. But he's like, oh, fuck. I remember that. I saw it on pay-per-view. It wasn't even that good. That was like, what? They're saying this 2019? So that was like 6 years ago. He got the shit kicked out of him. That makes sense. I'm just going to say that's enough. I'm not going to tell him this is pathetic. Take a chill pill and be like, that's enough, dude. That's enough. Just walking in looking like this. I look like I just got off my shift at Hot Topic. Like, I'm about to head to the local goth club that barely gets by, but only because the regulars are pretty dedicated and they show up a lot, and apparently each person makes enough money to have like a, you know, they show up there, they spend their money, they have their fun, and that's basically it. Each of them, this is like their double life, where they're all like business CEOs and shit, or somebody, whatever. Yeah. He jumps at the sound of my voice, turns my way in a blink of an eye, and immediately assumes a combat stance. His reflexes are sharp. Looks like he has at least this much to back up his braggadocio. Wannabe Anderson Silver's face betrays his utter confusion upon seeing me. He's got no idea how I managed to sneak up on him. I don't blame him. I wouldn't be able to explain it myself. It felt like I became one with the darkness, my pure consciousness traversing a dusky dreamscape, jumping from one shadow to another as though there were different trains of thought. I think of some experiences I've had with psychedelics, every blink an adventure. I was outside this alley. Blink, I was above the alley. Blink, now I'm in front of this guy. Yeah, that's an interesting way to explain. I don't know that much about the Lasombra, their ability to use shadows, but I'm trying to remember, like, I'm trying to, like, comprehend it, and it's like, anime does that a lot, especially with ninjas, and then there's ninjas that can just use any shadow, and they could just, like, throw things from the shadow without exposing themselves, or they can, like, slowly phase out of the shadow, or it's just, like, there just has to be a shadow. It's like, but that's an interesting way to put it. And he pisses me off. The older man slumps down, looks like he was trying his best to keep it together and gave up once the cavalry arrived. The goon regains his composure and barks at me in an overly gruff way. Ruff. Rawr. I'm sorry, I just continued to just make that worse because I don't have a lot of respect for this guy, but he's probably going to kick my ass because I'm a new vampire, and he might be a vampire or a ghoul or something too. He strikes me as more of a ghoul, but whatever. The hell are you sneaking around here for, chica? Move along, this is between men. Not anymore. That's awesome, just not anymore. Just walks up looking like this, like, look at her. She probably weighs, maybe, if she's super tall, maybe 150. Max. He probably weighs like 250, and he's probably not as tall as her, if she's tall. You know? She looks malnourished and spends too much on what's probably weighing her down in, like, jewelry. His fist turns towards me. I'm serious. An equal opportunity ass kicker. Well, aren't you just so woke? I respond to the threat with the brightest, most innocent, virginal smile I can put on. So you're into shadow boxing, huh? Oh, I like where this is going. I like where this is going. Her face does not seem amused. She seemed... I don't know if they changed... I'll have to see it next time, but... I do feel like her face changed from being like, I'm kind of here, and now I'm not amused. Something comes over me. I can feel the darkness embracing me, whispering sweet nothings in my ear, pumping me up for what's about to come. Reverse elbow, crane kick, or low spinning sweep. So you have a person who's used to Silva, Anderson Silva, MMA. Does quite a bit of stuff. Crane kick is very, what is this, Karate Kid? That might work for theatricality, and you might be able to do it just because you're faster, but I'm not going to go with that. Low spinning sweep, he's probably more on that, but then still, it's a mixed martial artist. I just feel like nobody really expects the reverse elbow. And if it connects, it's a risky maneuver. But if it connects, yeah, it does not feel good. I feel like the low spinning sweep is probably what I should go for, but I'm going to go with the reverse elbow. Not because it's first, but because if you connect, it should be good. Might as well give this a try. Oh, what? Yep, no, before he manages to respond, my elbow crashes against his face. A few bloody teeth land on the ground. Ooh! I know what he's thinking. I should have blocked it, and he absolutely should have. But instead, he just flailed his arm helplessly as if suddenly found himself in front of an oncoming train. A primal expression of fear that suddenly and completely took him over. I don't know how I look right now, but judging by his expression, my best is like the gaping maw of some primordial beast. I follow up the surprise attack with another punch to the solar plexus, or at least my nearest estimate. Once again, the effect terrifies even myself. It's like, yeah, nope, doesn't feel very good, just bam. So what reverse elbow did you use? Because a reverse elbow, my understanding is, it's a standing fighting position, and then you pivot around your main, your front-facing foot, or you could do it from a back position if they're attacking you. Either way, you basically pivot around to use the momentum of your movement to knowing that you're going to connect your elbow to them. That's why it's a reverse elbow. It's reverse. You hit them with the back side of your elbow and you do like a basic 360 reverse. You don't like just bam. Like, I mean, maybe? I don't know. Looks like my hunch was correct and I hit the right spot. He falls to the floor, whining like a wounded animal, tears streaming down his face. I let him collect himself a bit and then grab him by his chin. Learn to choose your battles, homeboy. I would have gone with something worse, like home slice or something, just to be like worse. Let me go. For Christ's sake, just let me go. I kick him in the direction of the alley entrance. He staggers off, quickly disappearing from my sight. Just sort of like boot. Just like I punt him towards the exit. Why? You should have fed from him, but there's this other guy. Now, don't make me feed from the weak guy. Check on his victim. He looks like he's conscious. Wow, you whooped his ass, girl. You know, I took some Taibo. Woo! I don't think Taibo would teach you that, but maybe. But hasn't noticed anything out of order. Good. I was getting worried. I might have overdone it a bit. That woman did say keeping a low profile would be crucial if I want to survive. I didn't do anything that was insane. That could have just been pure skill. He was caught off guard. I did do the thing. It's fine. You alright? Need help? He managed to stand up. His smile is strained, but he suggests he's fine, or at least trying his best to seem fine. No, you gave me all the help I needed and then some. Thank you, miss. What's your name? Jessica. Thanks, Jessica. I was worried for a second, but this asshole's bark was worse than his bite. It's probably worse shape than me now. Guess that counts as a victory. I mean, you can still be like, you know, you show up to work or whatever the next day, you can be like, you should see the other guy. It's like, you don't have to do the damage to the other guy. You know? Still technically true. I better be going. My wife's probably worried sick. But before that, is there anything I can do to repay you? Wallet, please. Just puts out a hand. So, yeah, no, you're still getting robbed. That's fucked up. No. I don't know. You could give me information. Just be more careful seems like a nice thing to say. But where to celebrate seems... You know what? I feel like I know this city well enough. I don't need to know where to celebrate. He's not going to go there. He's in, like... He has a broken rib and has bleeding from the mouth and holding himself and, you know, he's gotten a right decent kicking. Not bad enough to go to the hospital probably, but you know, he probably wants to go home see his wife. So just fucking forget it. Forget about it. We're New Yorkers. Forget about it. Forget about it. Forget about it. Forget about it. Just be a little more careful in the future, all right? A true heroine always refuses compensation for her help. At least that's how I think things should go. Never thought I'd help somebody in a street fight. I wasn't gonna rob. It's like, oh, thanks. Okay, well, I guess I just got saved to get robbed again. So, you're something else, Jessica. You never wanted to try your skills in the octagon? That's what we were talking about. Too much in love with my gorgeous face to see it bruised, battered, and swollen. Sorry. Yeah, no. She did change her expression. She went from being that to being, like, unamused. I hear you. Whatever you do next, God bless you. And there he goes. God, huh? I feel like one right now. No more worrying about being out after midnight. No more feeling uneasy whenever I spot a shady asshole across the street. Ever. Hell, I can start jogging in Central Park after midnight now. Not that I need to. You could probably do it naked. Although, actually, I wouldn't go to Central Park because that's, like, where, you know, other vampires are. And if you did that naked, I think that they would just be like, I'm just gonna... I don't know. That's awkward. Like, we're not gonna protect you off of all the weird freaks that are gonna try to assault you. But we might, I don't know, like, you know, they're fucking gangrel. They might, not out of a perverse reason, they might just follow along to be like, it's like throwing bait out. It's like chumming the water. It's like throwing a fucking, it's like fly fishing. You just drag that along and something's gonna show up and then you just nom on it. And you don't feel bad, like, fuck them. The future's looking bright. Alright, so we got to another part of the thing, and I'm going to pause again.